Animal Kingdom is one of the most inventive theme parks of them all. Not only can you get up close and personal with wild animals, but you can also experience some of the most cutting-edge rides Disney has ever created. But what are your must-dos? We've got the top 10 things you can't miss at Animal Kingdom. Don't move. Well, looky who it is! Thanks for stopping by AllEars TV. I'm your host, Margot Jordan, and have we got the video for you. With years upon years of experience, we at AllEars have compiled the top 10 things you can't miss at Animal Kingdom. Let's hop to it. Number 1, go inside the Tree of Life. Like the other icons at the Disney World parks, the Tree of Life is more than meets the eye. The artificial tree features figures of various animals sculpted right into the wood. Normally, you would have to admire the craft from afar, but there is one way you can get up pretty close to see the details. The Tree of Life also houses It's Tough to Be a Bug, a show dedicated to the bugs of the world and how they help the great circle of life. Inside, Flick from A Bug's Life shows guests all the good things that bugs have done for the world. No, they aren't just creepy crawly pests that show up unannounced in your house. They are crucial to our ecosystem. Although it's listed as a Fast Pass Plus attraction, this doesn't need to be one of your picks for the day. The theater can hold a lot of people at one time and often has a short wait. Number 2, Kilimanjaro Safaris. This attraction is probably what most people think of when they think Animal Kingdom. You'll board a rough and tumble jeep for an excursion to the African savanna to see the natural wildlife. Along your journey, you'll get an up-close and personal look at real-life hippos, giraffes, gazelles, lions, and more. This one is great for the whole family as there's no height requirement. Fun fact, keep an eye out for a hidden Mickey on the island of flamingos. Number 3, see even more animals. Part of the fun of visiting Animal Kingdom is to see the animals up close. You can find several small viewing areas around the park, but if you want a better way to see the animals, you should check out the 2 main walking trails. Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail is located right next to Kilimanjaro Safaris, making this a great walkthrough right after riding. Here you might see okapi, naked mole rats, white and black Columbus monkeys, and more. The other trail, Maharaja Jungle Trek, is located in Asia just past Kali River Rapids. You can expect to see Komodo dragons, fruit bats, tigers, and other awesome animals along the trail. These walking trails can be a nice break from the thrill rides of the park and get you nice views of several species. If you have time, don't forget to explore the oasis at the beginning of the park and the trails around Discovery Island. I must say, it can be very calming to take all of the flora and fauna around you in for a few minutes. In the oasis, you may see anteaters, mandarin ducks, African spoonbills, and more. The Discovery Island trails wind around the Tree of Life, giving you another up-close look at it. You'll have the chance to see African-crested porcupines, red kangaroos, and the giant Galapagos tortoise. You can also catch the Winged Encounters show in front of the Tree of Life. During the short show, you'll get to see the macaws in flight. Number 4, Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo the Musical. Animal Kingdom has 2 shows inspired by classic Disney animal films with over-the-top production values. Festival of the Lion King retells the story of the film through the much-loved songs. The Theater in the Round style show features live performers with some performing acrobatic stunts that you don't normally see in a Disney Parks show. Finding Nemo the Musical does much the same thing as Festival of the Lion King, with actors portraying Marlin, Nemo, Dory, and your other pals through impressive puppetry. Both of these shows are not to be missed if you're big fans of the films. While you can show up generally 30 minutes prior to Finding Nemo, Festival of the Lion King is very popular, and so you should make sure to get there an hour before showtime during busy times, or consider using a FastPass Plus for it if you really want to make sure you get to see the show, which we definitely recommend because it's super impressive. There's a limited number of showings per day, so make sure to check your times guide for all the showings. Number 5. Dinosaur. Thrill seekers should put Animal Kingdom high on their to-do list. One of the premier thrill rides at the park is Dinosaur, a turbulent journey back to the age of the dinosaurs. Once aboard your time rover, you are tasked with saving an iguanodon from the meteor that is about to wipe out the towering lizards. Dinosaur uses the unique enhanced motion vehicle ride system that changes your experience every time and features several impressive audio animatronic dinos that move way faster than they have any right to. This ride is often overlooked, which we totally don't agree with, by the way, so it can tend to have a shorter wait time. This is well worth a fast pass on busy days, especially if you weren't able to snag one of the rides in Pandora. Dinosaur is very thrilling and may not be the best ride for families with little ones. The height requirement is 40 inches to get on, and it can be quite dark and scary on your time trip, though there's no large drops in the ride, unlike the next addition to our list. This brings us to number 6, Expedition Everest. Another top thrill ride in the park, Expedition Everest, can be found in the Asia section of the park. You'll board a converted T-train on an excursion to Mount Everest that runs right through the Forbidden Mountain. Your journey is interrupted by the mystical protector of the mountain, the Yeti. You'll come face to face with the hairy beast as you race to escape. One of the biggest reasons why we love this attraction so much is the highly themed queue. You'll work your way through tour offices, general stores, gardens, and finally the Yeti Museum before boarding your train. Expedition Everest also has the distinction of being the tallest attraction in Disney World at just under 200 feet. This should be one of your top fast pass choices if you know you want to ride it. But parents, be advised, there is a height requirement of 44 inches, so measure your youngsters before you go to the park. If the line is stretching into brutal territory, Expedition Everest also offers a single rider line option. When trains have empty seats next to a guest, they'll use single rider guests to fill them. That means you can get to ride quicker, but you may be split up from your group. You'll need to decide if it's worth it for you. Number 7, Pandora, the World of Avatar. Probably the most popular area in the park right now is Pandora, the World of Avatar. Disney entered into an agreement with James Cameron, the director of the highly successful 2009 film Avatar, to bring the world of the movie to life. Set a generation after the events of the first movie, the land tells a story of a peaceful reconciliation between the alien Na'vi people and humankind. With 4 more sequels being released in the franchise, we may even see the events that tie into the land in later films, such as the formation of Alpha Centauri expeditions or their initial contact with the Na'vi. Once you step foot into the valley, you will be greeted by the floating mountains, waterfalls, and lush environments of Pandora. This was Disney's first attempt to bring an alien world to life, and if you look carefully, you can spot several tricks the Imagineers used to immerse you in the landscape. For example, the floating mountains were created using the forced perspective technique to make them seem bigger than they actually are. If you look around you, you'll also find footprints in the ground of those who came before, and Na'vi art pieces and stick figures of banshees dotted around the land. Pandora also has some of the most unique food items in Disney World. You'll find a lot of spices here, and the food tends to be more protein and vegetable-based options. Satuli Canteen lets you customize a bowl to your liking with several vegetarian options available. Or should I say available? You can also find the famous Pongu Lumpia pineapple cream cheese spring roll at Pongu Pongu. In Pandora, you'll find two popular attractions: Flight of Passage and Navi River Journey. Navi River Journey is a tranquil boat ride through the bioluminescent forests of Pandora that culminates in an encounter with a Navi shaman. But Flight of Passage makes the list of things you can't miss all on its own. At number 8, you guessed it, the incredible Flight of Passage. One of the most popular rides in Disney World right now is Flight of Passage. This attraction can see up to 4-hour wait time some days, and it's usually considered a good day if you can catch this attraction below a 2-hour wait time. The attraction starts the moment you step into the queue. You weave your way into the foothills and caves of Pandora, only to enter an abandoned RDA base that has been converted to serve as a scientific outpost for ACE. It's here you'll learn that you'll be linked to your very own avatar for a ritualistic flight on one of Navi's most sacred animals, the Ikron or Banshee. The flight itself is a truly breathtaking experience and features an innovative ride system that builds off of the success of Soarin' at Epcot. The attraction combines fluid motion, 3D film, and technology within the seats themselves that tricks your mind into believing you're actually flying on a living creature. It feels like the Banshee is actually breathing. This should definitely be your first Fast Pass Plus pick for Animal Kingdom. If you don't manage to snag one, there's still ways you can hedge your bets on getting in without a super long wait. Try to get to the park early in the morning for extra magic hours and head to Pandora as soon as it opens. Another great time to try for a ride is last minute at night before the park closes. People tend to want to sleep in or leave earlier than park closing, so using these 2 tips can save you some time spent in line. Next up, number 9, Rivers of Light. Pandora isn't the only thing in Animal Kingdom that comes alive at night. In the evening, you can watch Rivers of Light We Are One in the Asia section of the park. The show is a celebration of all things nature. From the amphitheater on the riverfront, you'll be able to see floating flowers, animal spirits, and water mist projections of scenes from Disney films. You can Fast Pass Plus this attraction if you want to, but it's not necessary. You can get a good view of the show from pretty much anywhere in the amphitheater. A prime spot to view Rivers of Light is from the bridge connecting Asia to Dinoland USA. You will have to stand for 14-ish minutes, which is a con, but you will still get the full experience of the show while also preparing to be one of the first ones out of the park during the after-show exodus. Just beyond the bridge is also where a lot of the floats for the show are stored, so you will get to see them travel right underneath you. And lastly, number 10, take in all the details. The Imagineers, who led the design of the park, made sure to do their research and capture the feeling of being in a completely foreign place. And they nailed it. The queue line for Expedition Everest is an example of this level of detail. We've already touched on it a little bit, but it cannot be understated how the Imagineers' trip to Asia to do research for the attraction helped to make this one of the most elaborate queues. Everything from the equipment in Tashi's general store and bar, to the weathered wood and buildings of Circazong, to the evidence of the Yeti's destruction and presence in the museum, all serve to further the immersion that you are actually going on this expedition. The Imagineers didn't stop with just giving rides a backstory, but they also paid attention to the unique lands of the park. The Africa section and town of Harambe are a great example of this. The Imagineers went to great lengths to make this feel like a real African village. This includes putting tracks in the ground, placing beat-up flyers and signs all around the buildings, and leaving old bikes lying around the village. Dinoland USA is designed to evoke feelings of roadside attractions that were popular throughout America dedicated to dinos. While the real work is being done at the Dino Institute and the Boneyard, Chester and Hester run a tacky merchandise shop from a converted gas station and carnival-style midway attractions that are designed to profit off of the dino craze. This video is making me want to visit Animal Kingdom again right now. Do you think anything else should have made our top 10 list? Tell us in the comments below and hit that like button, boom, while you're scrolling down. I'm Margot Jordan, and thanks for keeping up with us on All Ears TV. Sayonara!